but I wanted to check back in with him after the main event, see what was on his mind. So let us welcome in the one and only Anthony Rumble Johnson. Anthony, how are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for joining us. It's good to talk to you again. So what did you think? You watched it? You were there? Were you surprised Jon Jones knocked out Daniel Cormier?
No, I wasn't surprised at all. Well, I knew he would finish him, and I couldn't say I knew, but I figured he would finish him, but I didn't know he would finish him like that. I thought he would catch him with an elbow or something, on the temple of his head, and just something like that, something crazy like that. Not a head kick.
So you were picking Jon Jones, though. You thought he'd be able to come back and regain his old form.
Oh, yeah, I did.
And so what did you make of him overall? Because I thought, like I said this at the top of the show, I kind of felt like we still haven't seen the old Jon yet, in the sense that he's been out for a year and a half. Prior to that, he fought, and then prior to that, he was out for a year and a half. I still feel like there is a better Jon Jones to be seen, but because he's taking these long breaks, he still has to kind of get over that rust. Did you get that sense as well? Like, I feel like if he comes back in December, he looks exponentially better.
No, I think the competition has gotten more, has gotten harder for him. So, he can't do the crazy spinning, back elbows or whatever you want to call it, and all the crazy stuff that he used to do. But when he did it, it definitely worked. But the competition, I believe, has gotten a lot smarter and has gotten a lot better. So I don't think he can do all of that stuff.
What was it like to see Daniel in the state in which he was in? I mean, you have that history with him, but he was very emotional. What was that like for you?
I had no emotions about it. I mean, there was a fight. You win, you lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Daniel is who he is. I don't know what you want me to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fight meant a lot to him.
Yeah.
I definitely love his drive, because he hates to lose. I've never seen a man hate to lose so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, Ninja Rua would always cry whenever he wins. Daniel cries whenever he loses. You know what I'm saying? So these guys are just emotional like that. They put their life on the line, their heart into it. And, when you lose, especially when you have a rivalry the way they had, I guess it really gets to you. You know what I'm saying? So Daniel did a hell of a job. I thought he was actually winning 2 rounds, you know what I mean, for that head kick. He looked great.
There is a thought out there that fighters who were just knocked out should not be interviewed. Do you feel the same way?
I guess. I've never been knocked out, so I can't really speak on it.
Right.
I don't know, but usually when you get knocked out, you got a couple of loose screws. So yeah, I guess that's that's fair. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it wasn't like Daniel just happened to get clipped. You know what I mean? He was legit. He was still out on his feet even whenever he stood up. You saw him, wobbly a little bit. So I think he was still out of it a little bit. You know what I mean? But he was out of it, but his heart just kept him in it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a tough thing to watch.
Whose idea was it to attend the fight? Did they reach out to you, or did you reach out to them?
Well, I was going to go to the fight anyway, and then, they found out, and they asked me to do a couple of things for them, so that's what I did.
And I know you just fought 3 months ago, so it hasn't been too long, but I'll ask you now that it's over, same question that I asked you in the middle of the event. For you, just being back, was it like, all right, I'm here as a fan, no big deal, or did you sense any competitive juices in you flowing once again and thinking, maybe I missed this a little more than I thought?
No, it was definitely great seeing it from a fan point of view. You know what I mean? I absolutely loved the fights. This card was amazing. But it did kind of get me going a little bit, seeing Jon and Daniel in there doing that thing. And I don't know, man. We'll see what happens.
Okay, so I think, my thought was Jon Jones wins, you're even more interested in coming back. DC wins, it's a little tougher because you have the 2 fights. Now that the fight is over, now that you saw him win, and you're saying, the competition has caught up, are you interested in coming back?
Well, you know what? I'm kind of on the fence. You know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna come back, it'll definitely have to be worth it for me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Financially. because I have so much going on already and things that are great, you know. But if I come back, it'll be just to fight the legend and Jon Jones himself. You know what I'm saying? I've beaten pretty much everybody else except for Daniel and Jon. So, you know, Jon got hit with some big punches from Daniel. You know what I mean? And I know if I would have hit him with some of those punches, most likely he would have went down. You know what I mean? But Jon is a hell of a fighter. You know what I'm saying? I have nothing but respect for him and his family. I met his dad. His dad is absolutely amazing. I love that dude. You know, it's my first time meeting him, and he was one of the coolest men I have ever met in my life. You know, very respectful, very, very respectful. And his brothers are super cool. Jon and I are cool, you know. But at the end of the day, it's business. And, you know, if UFC come at me, you know, right, with something that I can't resist, then, yeah, I'll make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Regardless. You know, I think it's a fight at the end of the day that Jon wants, and I want too. You know what I'm saying? Because we're just alpha males like that. So that would be the reason why we would want it. You know what I'm saying? But right now, I'm happy with being where I'm at, but it still has to make sense for me to come back financially to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I still believe in, I still have my health on the line. All of us have our health on the line. You know what I'm saying? We go out there and we train and we go out there to fight in the octagon. So it's a lot at stake, you know what I'm saying, considering a fight like this.
So this is interesting because is it fair to say that if DC would have won, you would not be feeling this way? But now that the challenge of Jon Jones being champion is still out there, you never got to fight him. Fans have always wanted to see this fight, that you've started to warm up. The door is now opening a little bit. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh. Wow. So you left that fight on Saturday. What's going through your mind?
Nothing. I was still a fan, you know, but deep down inside, I was still like, you know, this fight could still possibly happen. Like I said, if financially it makes sense for me. You know, like I said, I have a lot on the line outside of fighting and, you know, for fighting, period. So we'll see, man. We'll see. It's a lot of things that are up in the air right now.
Do you feel like you still have it in you to go through a training camp, to fight for a title, to go through that grind? Do you feel like if the stars would align, that you'd be up for it, that you'd be motivated?
Yeah, for sure. Once again, if the price is right.
Yeah. Have they reached out to you? I have a sense that they like this fight a lot. Of course, they've tried to make it in the past. We remember the face-off, all that stuff. Did they talk to you while you were there? Did they reach out to your management? Did they gauge your interest?
No, man. Nobody. Only people that said anything were you guys. You know what I'm saying? The media and the fans. And I loved it. I love the fact that, you know, the fans and the media still want to see, you know, Jon and I fight. You know, it'll be a great fight. I know that. You know, both of us we are who we are when we go in there. I go all out every time I fight. It's either killed or be killed. You know what I'm saying? When I fight, it never really goes to a decision. It's either I'm going out loser, or, you know, it's always that way. It never really goes to a decision. I'm take pride in that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if it comes down to it and the price is right, yeah, me and Jon are going there and bang for sure. You know, we have mutual respect for each other for sure. No bad blood, but, you know, we know what we have to do when we get in that cage. And if it happens, it happens. We'll make it happen.
What do you think would interest the fans more, you versus Jon or Gustafsson versus Jon?
Both. But nobody really talks about Gus anymore. You know what I'm saying? Nobody talks about what Gus can do. I mean, he looked phenomenal his fight against Glover, you know, and you know, I know I made that comment.
Wait a second. Did he look phenomenal? Because you did make that comment, right?
Yeah, he did look phenomenal. He looked amazing. His movement was great. His striking was on point. He just can't throw an uppercut like me. That's it.
What, it took him like 3, right? 3 in a row to knock him down or to knock him out?
Well, I think a total of maybe, I don't know, 7, 8. It took me 1, so that's why I was saying it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was just out there busting his balls a little bit, just getting people talking. You know what I'm saying? Gus is an excellent fighter too. You know what I'm saying? And I have nothing but respect for him. But I was just out there, you know, bullshitting. That's it.
That's what the kids these days called shade. I don't know if you're familiar with that term.
Yeah, I was throwing a little shade at him, but I was just having fun.
No problem with that. No problem with
Yeah.
that. And so at this point, like you say, show me the money. The money needs to be right. Is it fair to assume that you want to get paid more than what you were getting paid to fight DC in April? Like it needs to really be something that would get you excited?
Yeah. I mean, the fans and stuff love the fact that I was fighting DC because it was a rematch, but it would never amount to the hype. DC and I fight would never amount to the hype that Jon and I were bringing. Jon and DC had their hype. Jon and I have our hype when it comes to fighting. You know what I'm saying? And people weren't so tuned in to DC and I fighting. They were tuned in to Jon and DC fighting. But I know, and you guys know, that everybody will be tuned in to see Jon and I fight. You know what I'm saying? So it's a fight that everybody wants to see.
Could we throw out our number? Like, what are you looking for? Are you looking for $1 million to show? What are we looking for here? Let's help you out.
I'm like, Conor, man, you got to give me half the company. You know what I'm saying?
Damn. You want stocks too?
No, I'm good. But just be real with me. You know what I'm saying? And give me something that I'm for sure worth. Not any chump change. I'm not saying that that's what they're throwing around, anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But I know we're going to pull in crazy numbers. You know what I'm saying? If we do this, so pay us like we're worth it.
And just to be clear, did you officially retire? Because as you know, if you retire, then you have to do the 6 months testing once again with USADA, or have you not actually done that paperwork?
No, I'm out.
Oh, you are? So
retired, bro. Yeah, I'm out. The UFC sent me my termination papers. They terminated my contract, I think 3 days later, like that Wednesday or something like that, Thursday. Thursday.
They moved fast.
Yeah, they did. I like that, though. They respected my wishes, and, I respect them for that. I know sometimes people will have their contracts held on to, you know what I'm saying, for until it runs out.
Yeah.
But they let me go right away. There were no problems. I filled out the form for USADA that I was retired, and everything is situated there. Everything's good. So if I decide to fight again, I have to do all this stuff over again. I have to wait another 6 months, you know what I mean, before I can fight. So everything's said and done that's supposed to be done for me to retire. So
since there are no strings attached, can you go out and sign with someone else?
Yeah, if I want to.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I can if I want to. That's what I'm saying. I'm not a UFC fighter.
Wow. Has anyone else knocked on your door?
Nah, nobody.
Because right now you are focused on your medicinal marijuana company, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Where in Canada is that based?
Basically in Toronto.
Okay. And is this something you've always been interested in, or did someone approach you with this and that caught your attention?
Well, everybody has dealt with cancer, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've seen my granddad had it. Other people that are close to me and stuff have had it. I've seen friends, their family members have had it. But I've experienced this stuff, of course, personally with people close to me. Like I said, I've seen people take 10 pills at one time, you know what I mean? All because it's cancer related and whatnot. And those pills didn't do anything for them, like nothing. They were still in pain. They were still feeling bad. The pills actually made them feel worse. And I've seen them take a hit on a blunt, and then 10 minutes later, they feel 1,000 times better. It didn't cure anything, but it definitely made them feel better. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather do something that can help the world and, ease people's, pain and stuff like that, instead of doing this stuff that the government has, giving people that's just making them sicker. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather do something positive like that.
Wow.
It's not about the money for me. I mean, money's going to come in that business regardless.
Yeah.
But that's not my focus. My focus is actually, honestly, giving this stuff to the people that need it and people that deserve it. It's a lot. And everybody that, the new generation knows exactly what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like this is a joke or this is a game. This is for real. We all have dealt with cancer or something like that in our family. So, it's a tough subject to talk about because it's a sensitive subject. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. Was this brought to your attention after the DC fight in April, or were you working on this before the fight and that kind of led to you deciding to leave?
Well, the reason why I left was because, it was a couple of things going on. And I kind of just lost my drive for fighting. Because, I've been in the gym. I started sports when I was 8, you know what I'm saying? And just been an athlete from here on out, you know what I'm saying? And just being in the gym nonstop since I was 8, it was like, man, that shit can burn you out, you know what I mean? But that, and then, just all these CTE studies and stuff coming out with people having these brain injuries and whatnot, from football, and, it's going to happen in mixed martial arts for sure. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the other reasons why I'm like, yo, this has got to be worth my time to come back and fight, because this CTE is not a joke. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a proven fact what happens when you get that stuff. And then, on top of, like you said, the medicinal marijuana is just something that can help people. So a lot of things played a role into me retiring.
And even if you would have won that fight, you'd have retired? Most likely.
Wow. Most likely.
Wow.
But I didn't win. I know.
I know.
That's just the reality of it. But once again, seeing Jon and DC compete, man, it definitely opened my eyes a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It made me want to kind of get in there again.
Oh.
Just kind of get in there again, because it is Jon. You know what I'm saying? But it's great watching Jon fight. It's absolutely amazing watching that man fight.
Is it possible to clear up if there was anything there with this whole LA Rams thing? That thing blew up afterwards. What is the story there? Could you tell us?
I didn't blow that up.
No, the people blew it up. I didn't blow it up. The people blew it up.
Who was the people?
Everyone was blowing it up. Their Twitter. I mean, it was just like exploded. That you were going to work for them or something, go try out for them. What's there? There must be some smoke to this fire, right?
Was never going to try out for the Rams. Why would I leave one sport that is full contact just to go into another one that's a contact sport? That's kind of dumb.
Sure.
Nah, man. I mean, I'm cool with the Rams or whatnot, but that ain't got nothing to do with me.
What do you mean you're cool with them? Like on a personal level?
I mean, I'm just cool with them. I know the coach.
Oh.
The coach is from Georgia.
Okay.
I remember him in high school. I heard his name in high school way back then. So I knew who he was as soon as the name came up. You know what I mean? So, I know some Rams players and stuff like that, but that's about all.
Was there any offer to work for them?
No, what am I going to do for them?
I don't know.
Can't do for themselves.
Strength and conditioning. You're a smart guy. You've been around athletics. Who knows?
Nah, man, I'm cool.
So it was 100% a lie. There was no truth to it whatsoever.
I didn't say it. It didn't come out of my mouth.
No, I know.
Yeah, I can't help you that, buddy. I don't know who did
it. Could I also ask you, there was a little bit of a story that came out afterwards with your coach, Henry Hoof. People thought that he left you in the cage. He came on the show and said he didn't know that you were going to retire. And then he came back afterwards because he thought that he was going to see you in the back. Are you cool with the way everything went down there? Are you guys still cool?
Yeah, Henry and I are still boys.
Okay.
We'll always be boys. I didn't tell any of the coaches that I was going to retire.
You didn't tell a soul?
Nah, man, I kept it to myself.
That must have been tough. Fight week, you want to open up and share what's on your mind?
Nah, not at all. It wasn't. I can keep my mouth closed, bro. I don't do all that talking.
So, but afterwards, like if you did come back, you would train with him?
Of course.
What about that Volkan Oezdemir? That guy is incredible. Did you see this coming?
Volkan's a beast. Volkan's a beast. That's what he is.
I did not see this coming. No. Did you know he hit that hard?
Yeah.
You spar with him?
Volkan was my main training partner for the last year and a half.
Damn.
Yeah. Volkan's tough.
He knocked out Manuel quicker than you. You didn't expect that.
I told him that. I was like, bro, you just made me look bad. But from the beginning, I said, Volkan, Jimmy's fast, but he's not strong. And that was just the truth. And I said, every time he throws a punch or something, you got to counter him and let him know that you're there. You know what I mean? Don't play around with him. Vulcan went out there and did his thing. I didn't know he was going to knock him out like that.
Yeah.
But thank God that he did, you know. But I told him, I said, hey, man, Jimmy's riding. He's riding, you know, on cloud 9 right now. The man is really confident in himself ever since he fought me. And especially, and then he was talking about he want a rematch or something like that with me or whatever. I said, Vulcan, go out there and show him what it's about. Vulcan, that's what he did.
Who wins?
Vulcan showed him what it was about, man.
Who wins, Vulcan or Jon Jones?
Oh, Jon is still at another level. Jon will win for sure.
Oh,
you know?
wow. Okay.
That's just the reality of it, you know. Jon would win. I know that. You know what I'm saying? But Vulcan's not a pussy. He can take a lot of punishment and keep going. That's the thing with Vulcan. Like I said, I've hit Vulcan with some bombs. He might have shaken his head and like shook it off, but he kept coming right for me. So I'm like, okay, this dude's for real. Vulcan's not the fastest, but he's for sure. He's like DC, man. He has heart, a lot of heart.
Two last quick things. You mentioned, Rumble, that you are not tied to anyone, that you're essentially a free agent. And you also mentioned if the money is right, you know, you want to come back if they make it worth your while. Let's just say a promotion rhymes with Bellator, comes and throws the world at you. Would you come back to them? Or is it just Jon Jones we're talking about?
It's really just Jon Jones, but, you know, this is business, so money talks. That's what it is.
Oh, damn. All right. And let's say scale of 1 to 10 in your heart, how close are you to fully committing to coming back? Is it straight, like if they call you today and say, Anthony, we're giving you $5 million, you're back? Or do you still feel like you need to, because you said you were losing that drive a little bit, you know, you kind of felt like you were, you know, that motive.
$5 million get anybody off their ass.
Well, I don't know.
They not talking to Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? So
I know, but like CTE, all that stuff is still very real.
Oh, it is. It is very real, and that's why I go out there and try to knock everybody out fast just to get it over with, so I don't have a chance of getting CTE.
So the only thing stopping you from coming back at this point is the right money, right?
Yeah, well, I'm still thinking about CTE and my other things that I have going on with business. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just the money; it's a lot of things that play a part in it. You know what I'm saying? So we just have to see whenever that time comes. I mean, I'm not going to say it's this or it's that. It's a variety of things.
Would you like it to happen sooner rather than later?
Hey, man, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's the way I see it.
Fair enough. So let's leave it at that. It was great to catch up, Anthony. Good to hear from you. Good to see you on Saturday. And enjoy your time off. And who knows? Maybe I have a feeling someone will be calling you relatively soon. That's just my guess.
No, I don't know, man. We'll see.
All right. Well, I appreciate you coming on. Good to catch up. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
All right. There he is. Anthony Rumble Johnson stopping by. Great stuff there from him. That's why I wanted to have him on to react to what he saw. I was surprised to see him there. I was surprised to see that he was doing media stuff for them, that they were bringing him around. And yes, I know it hasn't been too long since he's last fought. It was in April, but that would be an interesting new wrinkle.